Right guys, so today I am at Dogs of War in Darlington. This is today's table. I'm playing against Callum. He has brought Astra Militarum and Space Marines. So today's mission is Cloak and Shadows. So it's going to be secret objectives. We have got the 6, number 1, number 2, number 3 is up here, number 4 is there, number 5 is here, and this is number 6. So as you can see, we have rolled for deployment. It is Dawn of War deployment. So we'll come back after we take you now through the armies. Right guys, so this is the Blood Angel force today. The warlord today is Astaroth the Grim. He's sporting 10 Death Company, all with bow pistols, chainsword. Didn't have a 10th guy with that, so that is not the power sword. I have 10 Tactical Marines, Heavy Flamer and a Melter Gun. I have another 10 Tactical Marines, Heavy Flamer and Melter Gun. And the other 2 troop choices, they're each purchased, one of them purchased a drop pod. I have a Death Company Dreadnought with a Heavy Flamer and Melter Gun in a drop pod, and a Fury also there with a frag cannon and a Heavy Flamer, and he's in the other drop pod. I then have 2 5-man assault squads, one with 2 melters, one with 2 flamers. They each got a free Rhino. I have a single 10-man squad of assault marines with 2 melter guns. They're probably going to end up combat squadding. Heavy support, we have a Dakar Pred, assault cannon, heavy bolters, storm bolter. The Vindicator there, siege shield, fast upgrade on it, and the storm bolter as well. And then we have the Fire Raptor is back again. It's just running stock with the Mauler bolt cannon, the auto cannons and the missiles. I had 5 points left over, so there's a storm bolter on that Rhino. So we'll now go through Callum's army. Right, so here's Callum's army of Templars and Guards. So Callum, do you want to talk us through your army?
To start off, my HQ, I have, well, for my primary detachment is a Chapter Master with the Burning Blade and Terminator armour, with an escort of Assault Terminators with 2 Thunderhammer Stormshields, 3 Lightning Claws and a Land Raider Crusader dedicated transport. My troop choices are a 10-man Crusader squad mixed with close combat weapons and standard bolt guns in a Rhino transport, a Marine Scout squad. My fast attack choices are just a Storm Raven gunship, sorry. No, it's Storm Talon, isn't it?
It's Storm Talon, yeah.
Confused myself. My heavy support choices is a Whirlwind and a Vindicator heavy squad. And I have a Ironclad Dreadnought in a drop pod transport. My allied detachments are a Knight detachment, a Knight Errant, and a Guardsman detachment with a Commissar with power sword, a 10-man veteran squad with 2 melters, and a Chimera transport.
No problem, so we'll now come back after we've deployed. Right, so Blood Angel deployment, we've got the 10-man tactical squad in this Rhino here, 5 with a Heavy Flamer here, and the other 5, that one's got the melter, the 5 with Heavy Flamers there. Got the Batrep looking to rain some Dakar down over there. Got all these assault marines, hopefully out of line of sight because of the terrain there. We've got the 5-man assault squad with the flamers in this Rhino. And then I put the Vindicator here in some cover, as it does have the siege shield, so can re-roll if it rolls 1. Meanwhile, Callum has counter-deployed with his Vindicator over there, and he's put everything else at this side. So the Knight, the Rhino with the Marines in, the Chimera, the Whirlwind, Scouts are in the ruins, and the Land Raider there. So I like to go first unless Callum can see. So Callum, do you want to roll, see if you can seize the initiative?
No.
Nope. So we'll now move on to Blood Angel turn 1. Right, so as it's Cloak and Shadow, these are my cards. Let's see what we can get. Right, so movement phase. All this has just moved up this way slightly. I'm holding these guys back for the minute. Just keeping them out of line of sight until I've done some damage with shooting. This Rhino's moved 12 round the corner, looking to zip up there. And the Vindicator past his dangerous terrain, looking to get a couple of shots down on there. Drop pods have come in. Try to drop the Death Company drop pod here. It's scattered right onto the Whirlwind, and then obviously minimum distance puts him there, which was the wrong side of the Land Raider that I wanted. So never mind about that. I think he's going to go down to the Knight next turn, unfortunately, so we'll see. The Melters landed here. I want that Land Raider open. So we will now move on to the shooting phase. Right, so down here, these two Melters both hit, both penned, and I rolled a 6, so the Land Raider exploded. Both sides took a few wounds, but passed all of their armor saves. In turn, the Marines here shot down, did a couple of wounds, but Callum passed all of his saves with the Terminators there. Over here, the Melter Gun from the Dreadnought missed the Chimera, but the Heavy Flamer scored a glance on it. Down here, the Baal Predator took out 4 of the scouts, and he has passed his leadership, so he is standing firm. These guys ran just to get round onto their objective for the minute and stay in some cover. This Rhino flat outed, was trying to get closer into the cover there, and obviously their objective, and unfortunately he rolled a 1, so he's now immobilised. So the Marines are going to have to get out and do something next turn. Down here, past me obviously difficult terrain, shot down at the Vindicator, scattered but still hit the front armour, rolled a pen. Callum failed his cover save and I rolled a 6 and he exploded. So that scores me at the end of my turn first blood, and that one. Callum, I score behind enemy lines. I don't hold the other ones, so we'll now add up the score and draw Callum's cards. So behind enemy lines I get, because the drop pods, the Dreadnought and the Assault Squad are behind there, so I get D3 victory points. I get 2 plus first blood, gives it 3-0 at the end of turn 1 for Blood Angel, so we'll now draw Callum's cards.
These are the cards that I've drawn for turn 1. Alright.
Right, so movement phase. Callum dropped his drop pod here and it's scattered sideways. He was hoping to get a lot of Marines under his heavy flamers. Turns out he covers 4 of these 5 twice, and 1 of these guys twice as well. So 2 wounds against them, 8 against them, so we'll work that out. The Knight has moved forward. I know exactly what he's going to be doing, so we'll see what happens with them. These guys, both of them have pushed forward 6 inches. Looking to get some shots down on these Marines behind, in front of them, I'm guessing, and they've stayed still. I think it's goodbye Assault Marines. So yeah, we'll move on to Callum's shooting phase now. Right guys, so down here, the Ironclad has took out 1 Marine from each of those. The Knight here dropped the Melter Pie Plate on the Predator. And he rolled a crew stunned or shaken, so the Predator is now snap shooting. The Whirlwind shot down at these, and they lost 2 of the Marines, and yeah, they passed their leadership. The Chimera shot down at the Rhino, didn't get any glances. 2 bolt guns from that Rhino and the Sniper Scout shot down at these, as well as the Heavy Stubber from the Knight, and didn't cause any casualties there. And down here, the Stormbolter from the Chapter Master didn't cause any wounds on the Assault Marines, but I think Callum's now going to charge them in, so we'll now move on to the Assault phase. Right, so down here, as expected, the Terminators multi-charged the drop pod and the Marines. The Melter actually got a hit on Overwatch, but failed to wound. I rolled a 1. And as expected, they absolutely chomped through the Marines, and he got a pen on the drop pod and rolled a 6 and exploded it. So the drop pod's gone. It didn't cause any casualties over there, and Callum has consolidated 2 inches. So I'm just going to hand the camera back to Callum, as I think he might want to discard a card.
I'm going to discard this card.
So the score as it stands at the beginning of Blood Angel turn 2 is 3-0, as Callum didn't secure any of his objectives last turn. So I've still got them 2. And I draw that one. So reserves, Fire Raptor is in, drop pod is not in. So we'll come back after the movement phase. Right, so Blood Angel turn 2 movement phase. The rhinos moved forward 6 and pivoted, and the guys have all jumped out for these. Looking to get some shots on the Terminators there. Death Company Dreadnought has moved up, looking to hopefully pop one of these two. And the Fire Raptor has turned up as well. Hopefully we'll get some shots either side. The Death Company have jumped forward here, but I did lose the lead guy to difficult terrain, and unfortunately filled his armour and feel no pain. Down here, these guys have pulled back, 2 melter shots in the back hopefully. So, oh yeah, the other thing, the Assault Marines got out 6 inches there. The Vindicators moved 12 and pivoted, looking to get a shot in on the Knight. So now move on to the shooting phase. It's a shooting phase. Down here, all these guys unloaded at these, and he lost 1 Terminator. The Batrep snapshot everything at the Scout and didn't kill it, but the Stormbolter from the drop pod did. Down here, the Heavy Flamer from the Death Company Dreadnought landed on the Marines there, but he passed every single one of his saves. The Rhino was blew up thanks to the Mauler bolt cannon here. The auto cannon shot at the side of the Knight, didn't cause any hull points. However, the Vindicator shot at this side, Callum put his shield up, and unfortunately didn't pass his save, so the Knight is down to 5 hull points. Those Marines ran, and down here, the 2 melters and 2 crack grenades took out the Ironclad Dread. So that's it for the shooting phase. We'll now move on to assaults. Right, so down here, the Death Company Dreadnought charged in, chomped through 4 of the Marines. Callum tried to look outside his Power Fist, unfortunately failed, so the Power Fist went. He hit back with a couple of crack grenades, but didn't cause any glances on it there. The Death Company also charged in. They did need a 12-inch charge, but they failed to make it in. So I'm guessing he's going to be taking some of them out in his next turn. So I just need to double check what cards I got. I get that one. And I don't get that one. No prisoners. Do I get that? No, I don't. I get 1 point for that. So the score, I believe, is now 5. We just worked out no prisoners. I actually killed the Scout as well, so that would be D3. That's 3 more, and then secure objective 4 gives me 4 points, plus the 3 I had previously, puts the score at 7-0. So we'll now move on to Callum's turn.
My new card is... and... there we go.
Right, so Callum's done his movement. The Knight moving forward, looking to take out the Death Company. I really didn't want them to be in the way. Yeah, they're now going to be stuck. Over here, Chapter Master has split from the Terminators and they've each gone their separate ways. And the Chimera's pulled forward. So we'll come back to the shooting phase. Right, so shooting phase down here. The drop board shot at these Marines, didn't cause any wounds. The Knight shot the Heavy Stubber at the Death Company, passed the saves, but he dropped the Infernus cannon here and destroyed the Predator. He took out a Marine as well. The explosion took out one of the others. The melters from inside of there shot up at the Fire Raptor but didn't get any hits. The multi-laser targeted the Rhino, didn't do anything. The Heavy Bolter got 2 glances. Stormbolter from her shot down at these, didn't cause any wounds. And the Whirlwind there tried to drop the pipe plate on there indirectly but scattered back into no man's land. So we've now got the assault phase to go of this, and this is exactly what I didn't want because the Death Company are fearless, they're stuck in combat. So yeah, we'll come back after he's made mincemeat of the Death Company. Right, so assault phase down here. We have 1 Marine left from these Terminators, and he lost 1 in turn. Passed his morale check though, so he's still standing against them. Not what I wanted in my turn. Same here, 3 Marines survived against the Chapter Master. Down here, the Death Company chomped another 2. And the Knight, despite getting 2 stomps, only actually killed a single Death Company. They can't do anything back in return because it's front armor 13. And yeah, they're fearless, so they can't even choose our weapons are useless. So, we'll pass the camera back to Callum and see if he scored any points. Right, so down here, you just forgot to mention that this guy did fail his leadership test, but he didn't get away, and obviously Marines can't be overrun. So Callum apparently does score one of his cards for that. So we'll now hand the camera over to Callum to show what points he did score.
So I did actually manage to score Psychological Warfare, which is score 1 victory point if your opponent failed a morale, pinning or field check, which he failed his morale check. So that's my point.
So the start of turn 3, the score is 7-1 to Blood Angels. I still have this card, and I draw. Ooh, might get that one. I wonder if I can get that one. We'll find out. We'll come back after movement, but first, does the drop pod arrive? Yes, it does. So we'll come back after we've done movement and place the drop pod. Right, so Blood Angels turn 3. We've done the entire turn. I did score secure objective 2 as the Vindicator pulled back to secure that. These guys did nothing. These guys moved up. These guys got a glance on the drop pod. Down here, Callum's took out the Lone Space Marine there with the Lightning Claws and took out 2 with the Chapter Master. The Fire Raptor went into hover mode and wrecked the Chimera, and then the Furiosa Dreadnought had landed and dropped 3 Templars straight down on him. The autocannon also shot down at the Whirlwind and got 1 pen on it. And the Death Company Dreadnought did not kill the rest of the Marines there. He only managed to cause 1 wound, and obviously managed to catch him and lock him up there. Down here, lost a single Death Company to the stomp from the Knight, and lost one of the tactical squad from the same as well. Astaroth is not actually fearless, so he chose to automatically fail his morale check, and he ran, but he's still on the board. So, at the end of Blood Angels turn 3, the score is, I believe, 8. So we'll now move on to Callum's turn.
The new card is...
So, down here, these took out the Rhino. She took out the remaining Marine. Over here, I elected not to jink against the Storm Talon. The Skyhammer missiles didn't do anything, and he got 1 rend with the assault cannon and rolled a 6. And because it didn't jink, it went bye-bye. Down here, the Death Company Dreadnought got freed up. And down here, he got quite lucky with the stomp and rolled a 6 twice on the Death Company, so the Death Company got removed. Thank God he ran last turn. So, that is the end of Callum's turn. I'll just hand over now, see if he scores any points. So this is where I've driven my objective. Callum's elected not to discard any, so we'll see what I can do after that devastating round. Entire Blood Angel turn. Astaroth cowered like a crybaby here. These Assault Marines jumped up here, shot the side armour and missed. These Marines caused a pen on the rear armour, and Callum put his shield up and he failed, so it's down to 4 whole points. The Vindicator over there shot as well, but Callum passed his armour save. The melter gun from that Dreadnought missed yet again. Down here, these Marines here and the 2 drop pods fired at the Chapter Master and caused 2 wounds. Meanwhile, the Furioso moved to here and covered with the frag cannon and the heavy flamer, caused 2 wounds, passed their armour save. The Furioso then charged in, and due to me being Baal Strike Force, went at the same time. Callum did get 1 glance on the Furioso, but the Furioso got 1 wound Callum failed his armour save, so due to being double toughness, caused instant death. So I got me Slay the Warlord, it got me Blood and Guts, and secure objective 3 because these Assault Marines conga line back up to there. So that puts the score at about 9, I think. So we'll now move on to Callum's turn, because the knight is now free to kill stuff. Right, so we've done Callum's full turn. He hasn't drew any additional cards. The Skyhammer missiles got 2 glances down there on the Furioso. Down here, the Terminators charged in and killed the Lonely Marine. The Knight fired the Melter at the Death Company Dreadnought and took him out. The Knight then charged at these and only killed 1 of them altogether. Callum doesn't score any points, so we'll now go straight on to Blood Angel's turn. Turn 4, these are my objectives. Done the entire turn again, so there's objective 6. I'm not going to get that. We still need to do this combat, but I've decided to run away and hide in the corner. That's still there, and they've shuffled up as well, so I do score secure objective 1, but we've got this combat down here to resolve as well, so we'll come back after that and we'll start on Callum's turn 4. So down here, the Storm Talon fired the Assault Cannon, got 1 rend and I failed the invuln on Astaroth, so he is on 2 wounds. The Stormbolt from this drop pod fired arrow as well. Down here, the Terminators charged in and got the Knight out of combat, and they've consolidated. Meanwhile, the Whirlwind killed another one of these guys and passed his morale check. Callum still doesn't score any more points, so we'll now move on to Blood Angel's turn 5. So I had overwhelming firepower and secure objective 6. 6 was over there. I didn't discard the last turn, I should have maybe. I did all my movement. These guys pulled forward, they stayed where they were and all shot down at the drop pod. We got 1 more hull point off it, despite 2 melters and 2 crack grenades. It was the Vindicator that finished it off. Astaroth ran away like a big girl. So I scored overwhelming firepower and I'm going to discard objective 6.